Welcome to Hot Topics on the Edge of Show. I'm January Jones, joined by my co-host Richard Carthon. Get ready as we explore the biggest news shaping Web3, blockchain, and digital innovation.
Coming up, we're kicking off things with our exciting rebrand to the Edge of Show, followed by Tokyo's groundbreaking Web3 events, Bitcoin Spotlight at ETH Denver 2025, and a review of 2024's crypto facts.
This is another production of Edge of Company, a rapidly growing media ecosystem empowering the pioneers of Web3 technology, culture, and innovation.
Let's dive in.
We also recently did a special this week talking about the rebrand and the reasons behind it, but Richard and I are going to give you the short of it today. So Richard, tell me, how did this rebrand come about?
Yeah, so it's more than just the name. It's like how we've grown so much over the last several years, and we're not just covering NFTs, but we're covering the whole spectrum of digital innovation. And what's exciting about it is that it's bringing our audience deeper and more meaningful conversations across all of Web3, AI, and we're trying to keep staying on the cutting edge of what's coming in the world of Web3. So, like when we first started this journey, of course, we started nichely in NFTs, but since then, so many new things have come up. Words like RWAs, real world assets, deepen, decentralized physical infrastructure, ordinals, which is basically NFTs over on Bitcoin. And who knows what's going to come out in 2025. And so it's been a really awesome shift. For those who are listening, you won't be able to see this, but I encourage you to join us over on our YouTube channel. I'm busting out our new hat, has on our logo. So just have to show that real quick. And the rebrand's been like a natural evolution, and we're broadening our horizons. We have a lot of awesome stuff coming out for 2025. We spent a lot of time in our latest show kind of talking about that. So I'm not going to spend too much time diving in too deep to this. I'm just going to point you back to that previous episode to kind of hear the full why behind we did it. But really excited to have this rebrand happening right now.
And that episode marks 400 episodes of the show.
It does. Yeah, it's been quite the journey. You learn a lot over 400 episodes, talking to a ton of amazing people, and just being involved in the space. And it's awesome to think that by the end of this year, we'll get to 500. So excited to see and hear and learn what's to come over these next 100 episodes.
Well, I'm new to the crew, but I do find it fascinating how you could know very little about what's going on in the Web3 space or really be quite technical and still find value in these episodes. Richard, can you just kind of tell me a little bit more about that, kind of the thinking of when you're doing interviews and you're setting things up, like trying to reach the range of viewers and their range of knowledge and where they are in the Web3 ecosystem?
The spectrum of curiosity changes on a whim. So there's the aspect of just general knowledge of trying to understand blockchain and what does it mean to be part of cryptocurrency. Then there is the curiosity around like these new fun words like ordinals and runes and um, every other new word that comes up and people are trying to learn about pretty quickly. Even, you know, where are people headed across the industry internationally? Because one of the other pieces that makes us special is that because we spend so much time internationally speaking to leaders all across the globe, we get insight into what different parts of the world are focused on and what interests them. So we get curiosity in various ways. Sometimes the West wants to know what's happening in Asia. Sometimes Asia wants to know what's happening in the West. Sometimes Europe wants to know what's happening in the Middle East. It's really awesome to be able to blend all that together. But then also to talk to these amazing individuals who have also been in space for so long that they know how to incorporate what they're saying to the level of person that's listening. And that is its own skill. And it's been awesome to work with a lot of people who can do that naturally. But of course, sometimes you meet people who are very technical and aren't necessarily able to do that. And because of our 400 episodes of experience, we are able to help distill that down so that anyone can follow along with what's going on. And hopefully you've been enjoying that part of it.
There's a little bit of something for everybody. And I enjoy making the video clips for our social media. And I kind of try to keep that in mind, clipping things that might be for the newbies and then things that are a little bit more technical, especially when you're talking about new protocols and technology that's kind of blowing everybody's mind, which happens all the time, right? There's always a new milestone happening every week in crypto.
Absolutely. So what we got next?
Well, let's talk about going to Tokyo. So Josh isn't here with us today. He's preparing to go over to Tokyo, We are co-hosting and the media partner for two events there, NFT Japan on January 16th and Ordinals Tokyo on January 17th. We're producing this alongside Super Chief, NOX Gallery, and others. And last month we had Edward from Super Chief on a Hot Topics, and we really talked a lot about it. And he had a good perspective on the market in Japan, especially them being kind of forerunners, in a lot of technology. And now with the conservative approach that the Japanese government has had, they feel like they're maybe a little behind. And so that's why we're going to blow it up at the Tokyo Tower. Richard, what do you think about this event?
Yeah, I'm excited to get Josh out there from our team to go and experience what's happening there. We've gone to a lot of events over in Asia and have not had the opportunity to go over to Japan just yet. And so it'll be interesting to be on the ground floor and just to see what those interactions are like, what the appetite is there, how the conversations go, and how we're able to deal with local companies that are building there and for companies that are trying to break into the Japanese market. But to your point, there is this curiosity around understanding how that market can then also transform over into the West. And I think we're positioned to help, bridge that gap. And some of the partners that we're working with, like Super Chief, able to do that as well. And, the partnership is highlighting our commitment to driving innovation over not just into Web3, but to Japan. Japan has $1 trillion digital economy. It's supported by companies like Sony, Toyota, and they have like progressive policies that's like making it a pivotal market to go and explore. So this event aligns perfectly with our mission to amplify Web3's global reach. It's also starting to set the standard for like how Web3 adoption can be done by incorporating with both corporate and governments and working seamlessly with them. It's the adoption rate in for Web3 in Tokyo is very strong, and the events aren't just like these exhibitions. They're truly bridging the gap between like mainstream audiences in tech and culture, and we're really excited to go there and be at the Tokyo Tower and to check that out.
Yeah, well, I like this too because I'm really partial towards the art side of things, and this is kind of like the art is the gateway drug, right? On the Tokyo Tower, they have it set up. It's going to have 10 floors of different kinds of digital art and interactions. And if anybody has been to any of the Super Chief galleries or seen the work there, you know that it's been curated over the years, and they have a really good taste, and also and a bridge to bring traditional artists over into the NFT world, which you really like to see have these minting events that are often associated here. So I think that this is such a cool blend to bring kind of the art side of it there and kind of put that first because, like I said, it's a good gateway drug to starting to understand how you can retain value and ownership and also share your work, in a different kind of economy.
Absolutely. Should be an exciting time. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the interviews that Josh is going to be doing and just to get a taste of that culture. And, I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. And I want to find my way over to Japan sometime later this year myself.
Definitely. All right. Well, it is going to be a busy couple months. Coming up in February, then is ETH Denver. And we are working on a project at ETH Denver called Bitcoin Next. ETH Denver happens February 23rd to March 2nd in Denver, Colorado. That's actually where I live. And in another life, I also work for ETH Denver and I manage sponsors. And so I'm really excited that Edge of is coming and bringing actually this Bitcoin event because I really think this is going to be a new year at ETH Denver. We're going to see so much more Bitcoin now that there's all the cross chain possibilities, and it's going to be really different and exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I've been going to ETH Denver for years now, and I'm always impressed with just the level of production and quality and the people that are there. And yeah, there hasn't historically been a large Bitcoin presence at this particular event. Obviously, ETH has been a major focus, but because of every so many builders and people seeing like these opportunities between like DeFi and everything else in this renaissance that's happening over in the Bitcoin ecosystem with being able to do a lot of those same things, which hasn't really been the case previously. There's this emergence of curiosity of these devs that are building on ETH that are curious about what like how they potentially can bring that over to Bitcoin. And so thus you have this wave of Bitcoin events starting to happen around the same time. And so one of the ones that is happening is one that we are doing with BitLayer, and it's called Bitcoin Next, episode 25. And who's going to be there? It's going to be ETHDenver attendees, top leaders, builders, and protocols in Bitcoin. And what you can expect is to connect with Bitcoin's best and listen to high-level Bitcoin technical lectures and panels and people who are trying to build on the future of Bitcoin. It's Thursday, February 28th, and it is at 3034 Lemire Street in Denver. It's about 8 minutes from the main event. And why would you want to go? It's to discover the burgeoning world of Bitcoin development, from ordinals, layer twos, yields, protocol, staking, restaking, Bitcoin Fi, and projects, and so much more. So this event's going to be hosted together with Bitcoin Startup Labs, who's going to be hosting their renowned Bitcoin investor and founders mixer. Happy hour basically at the end of all the content that's going to be going on. It's organized in collaboration with us, the Edge of Show. And the time is going to be from 12:30 to 6 p.m. So I'm really excited to be a part of this event. And for everyone that's heading out there, definitely come check out this event. We think it's going to be a really awesome one.
The hackathon for ETH Denver is also just getting started. And so sponsors will be announcing bounties in the next few weeks. And I'm really curious to see if any of these bounties are going to be something with Bitcoin, or built on some kind of cross-chain protocol. So that's going to be also a new layer to it. Because like you said, devs are coming over now that they can see, they can do Ethereum, they can build on Bitcoin. It's going to be a whole new vibe. And I will say too, ETH Denver is unique because it's free for participants, and so I think we're going to get not only all the Bitcoin people, but I think we're going to get a lot of like crypto curious people showing up. And of course, the Bitcoin Next event is a good way to kind of like get your toe in the mix if you're new to this. And Edge of is always doing events to kind of like help people join, right, and be a part of this new economy.
Definitely. That's one of the main reasons I like ETHDenver is like anyone's open to come into this. Like most of these other events, there's a ticket. A lot of them could be very expensive. ETHDenver says, no, just come in, come participate. Oh, you're a dev and you want to be in a hackathon? Great, sign up. Like it's very open. It's especially for those in the West, for our audience that's over here in the States, and you're like, all right, I've been thinking about it, I've been on the fence. Like, should I go to like a crypto event? Like ETHDenver is probably like one of the best to go to in general internationally, but especially here in the West because it's free. And not only, of course, do you have the core event there, you have all these side events that are going on. Again, worth checking out. And you have an amazing person that's basically been helping to bring it across the finish line with January. So if you're considering going to ETHDenver, go check it out.
Yeah, and it's a lot more sunny in Denver than you think. So last year, some people got to experience snow for the first time, but it only lasted 6 hours and it melted off. So it was like the perfect mix.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, we're all reflective now. It's 2025, and I think we're still wrapping our heads around like, oh my God, what happened in 2024, right? The statistics for adoption of crypto, policy on crypto, everything has just gone through the roof. And so we're looking back at a few of those facts. So we've seen the milestone like Bitcoin hitting an all-time high of $108,000 in December, marking 156% growth for the year. The global crypto market reached a record of 3.91 trillion, with Bitcoin ranking as the seventh largest global asset of anything. So, Richard, every week we talk about how crazy it's getting, but now that we've had a few weeks and more data is coming out about 2024, is there anything that is really sticking with you?
Yeah, 2024 was a turning point, right? We've been in this basically 2-year uh, bear market, just going back to 2022, 2023. When we get to 2024, we finally see some bullish momentum build. And of course, not just in the Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs of over 100,000, Ethereum climbing back close to its all-time high, but you have altcoins that start to go crazy. Like for example, virtual protocol gaining 23,000%. It's just like another example of the maturing crypto ecosystem. So yeah, adoption worldwide is truly growing, but there's even more from the adoption standpoint that I think you want to talk about a little bit more. So tell us a little bit more about what you found interesting.
I found the stats about women in crypto pretty interesting. So, so we saw 8% of women in 2023 had crypto ownership. It went to 29% at the start of 2024. And now we're at 41.6% of all cryptocurrency owners are women. And so this year, I've also been on my journey, and I got to give a shout out to SheFi with Maggie Love, who's really like come to be a thought leader in this space and kind of a bastion for women to have access into this space, because traditionally it has been very male. And most of the parties you were going to in the last 2 years, there might be 5 women. Now there's like 15 or something. So it's getting better every year. But also the community around it, SheFi, I'm a member, a lot of people I know are, and it's not because you don't know anything. People at all levels have been joining that just because it creates the strong community. I think they're going into their 13th season of educating women over a 12-week course. And it is truly a global movement. And to see the impact of it and how hopeful people are about what it can do to kind of change their life in the time and place that they're at is really inspiring. And so that's probably been my favorite part of experiencing 2024 through crypto, is just really seeing a strong community of women come together, and the leadership that women have already been in this space really coming to the forefront to lift everybody else up. When I go to these networking events, I've found it to be a little bit different, the questions women or men ask. But a lot of the women will ask, how can I help you? Because they see you as a colleague, and it's a lift all boats kind of mentality. And that's been really supportive.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Just want to echo like how awesome the growth has been. I've been in the space since 2018, and you can just like visibly see the rooms being very different in 2024 compared to what I was saying back in 2018. So that part is awesome, but then also the leadership as well has been awesome to see, with so many organizations starting to get more women involved on the executive level, and just even participating and being rock stars with how they move Web3 forward. All those stats have been really exciting. And one of the final things I wanted to bring up earlier, of course, we're doing the rebrand. We're now the Edge of Show. You can see that below me over here. And of course, on the hat we're going to be rocking this year. But celebrate that in 400 episodes over at the Edge of Co. We're doing a giveaway. So we have a giveaway right now that should be active. If it's not, be on the lookout. It's coming soon. And we are giving away $100 worth of Ethereum. So, of course, we're headed to ETH Denver soon. And we have been doing a lot of NFTs, and most of the NFTs started over on Ethereum. So we want to be true to where we started and do an Ethereum giveaway. So we will have directions on what you need to do to participate. But please go join. We want to give back and say thank you for all those who have been listening and for those who participate in what we do on social media. So please go and be a part of our $100 Ethereum giveaway.
So to do that, you need to go to socials and follow us on X, and look out for the information on how to get involved there. So that wraps up today's show. We covered our rebrand to the Edge of Show, Tokyo's groundbreaking Web3 events with Edge co-sponsoring, and Bitcoin Spotlight at ETHDenver 2025, and a little bit of 2024 stats. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Connect with us on social media or drop us a comment.
I'm Richard, and I'm here with January. We're signing off. Stay curious, stay innovative, and we'll see you next time.